As a security leader, you're not just a security technician, you're a governance advisor, responsible for aligning security with the broader legal, contractual, and regulatory obligations of your organization. Whether you're drafting policies, implementing controls, or responding to incidents, you must understand the rules that govern your actions. In this session, you'll explore the 4 key categories of obligations you must manage as a security leader: contractual, legal, industry standards, and regulatory requirements. Each comes with risks, and your job is to identify, interpret, and build controls that meet them. As a security leader, you are expected to be more than just a technical expert. You're a guardian of trust and accountability in every agreement your organization enters into. Whether it's with vendors, customers, cloud providers, or strategic partners, contracts define the expectations, responsibilities, and liabilities that come with business relationships. Your role is to ensure that security-related terms are clearly understood, correctly implemented, and continuously monitored throughout the life cycle of each contract. You'll frequently encounter data protection clauses that outline how sensitive information must be handled. These may include requirements for encryption, data retention, access control, and breach notification timelines. Your job is to verify that your systems and processes meet these commitments so that your organization stays compliant and your data stays protected. Most contracts will also define service level agreements, SLAs, commitments around system uptime, incident response times, and recovery objectives. As a security leader, you must ensure that operational teams are aware of and equipped to meet these expectations, especially when security incidents arise. In nearly every relationship, non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, are put in place to protect confidential data. It's your responsibility to ensure that controls, such as role-based access, logging, and classification, are in place so that sensitive information isn't accidentally exposed or improperly shared. Contractual obligations are not just legal formalities, they're security promises. As a CISSP or GISP, your role is to make sure those promises are backed by real-world controls, clear accountability, and constant vigilance. When you align technology with the terms of the agreement, you protect not only the business, but also the trust it's built on. As a security leader, your responsibilities go far beyond just securing systems. You're also expected to understand the legal environment in which your organization operates. Laws differ across countries, industries, and contexts, and it's your job to recognize how those laws impact the security program you design, implement, and manage. Start by understanding privacy laws, which govern how personal data is collected, stored, processed, and shared. Whether you're dealing with Europe's GDPR, California's CCPA, or India's DPDPA, you must ensure your controls align with user consent, data minimization, and breach notification requirements. If your systems touch user data, these laws likely apply, and so does your responsibility to enforce them. You also need to know how cybercrime laws affect your organization's exposure and defense. For example, the U.S. Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, CFAA, criminalizes unauthorized access to protected systems. If your environment is targeted, you may need to preserve evidence, report the crime, or support legal investigations. And if someone within your organization acts inappropriately, these same laws could be turned against you. Then there are breach notification laws, which specify how and when you must report security incidents. These laws often come with tight deadlines, like GDPR's 72-hour rule, and severe penalties for non-compliance. You're expected to know which events are considered reportable, who must be notified, and how quickly action must be taken. You don't need to be a lawyer, but you must know when to escalate to one. If you're storing data in a foreign jurisdiction or handling regulated information like healthcare or financial records, your legal exposure increases. It's your responsibility to spot potential risks early and involve legal and compliance teams when necessary. Understanding legal requirements isn't about memorizing statutes. It's about ensuring your security practices align with the laws that protect people, businesses, and nations. As a security leader, your legal awareness supports your technical expertise, and together, they help your organization stay secure, responsible, and compliant. As a security leader, you're expected to go beyond just complying with laws. You're also responsible for aligning your security program with recognized industry standards. While these standards aren't always legally binding, they represent widely accepted best practices and are often expected by regulators, customers, and business partners. Following them helps you build trust, ensure consistency, and demonstrate that your organization takes security seriously. One of the most widely recognized frameworks is ISO/IEC 27001, which provides a comprehensive model for building and maintaining an information security management system. If your organization needs to demonstrate mature, structured security processes, especially in international business, ISO 27001 is a strong benchmark. The NIST cybersecurity framework is particularly relevant if you operate within or serve U.S. critical infrastructure. It offers a flexible model for identifying, protecting, detecting, responding to, and recovering from cyber threats. Even if you're not in a regulated sector, NEST's practical approach can help you strengthen your security posture in a measurable way. If your organization processes credit card transactions, you need to follow the PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. This standard outlines specific technical and procedural controls to protect cardholder data, and failing to meet its requirements can lead to penalties or loss of processing privileges. For cloud environments, the Cloud Security Alliance's Cloud Controls Matrix, CSA/CCM, helps you align cloud service providers and cloud-based infrastructure with proven security principles. As more data and workloads move to the cloud, applying standards like CSA/CCM helps you maintain visibility and control in shared responsibility models. You're not just aligning with standards to check boxes, you're aligning to show that your security program is credible, mature, and aligned with global expectations. As a security leader, your ability to identify which frameworks apply, assess your program's alignment, and improve based on these best practices is key to maintaining security and trust at scale. As a security leader, you need to recognize that regulatory requirements are not optional. They're law. These rules come from government bodies or independent regulators, and they often target specific industries. Unlike voluntary standards, regulatory frameworks are legally enforceable. If you fail to comply, your organization could face fines, legal penalties, reputational damage, or even forced shutdowns. If you're working in or serving the healthcare sector in the U.S., HIPAA, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, is critical. It requires strict safeguards to protect personal health information. Your role includes implementing access controls, encryption, and audit trails, and ensuring that any breach is disclosed within mandated timelines. For financial institutions, you need to comply with GLBA, Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. It focuses on protecting consumers' financial data and ensuring that customer information is collected and shared responsibly. As a CISSP, you help build the technical and procedural controls that support the law's privacy and security obligations. If your organization is publicly traded, SOX, Sarbanes-Oxley Act, comes into play. It mandates accountability for financial reporting, which means your IT systems, especially those that handle financial data, must have robust access control, logging, and change management processes in place. You're a key player in making sure that internal controls meet audit requirements. For federal agencies or contractors working with them, FISMA, Federal Information Security Management Act, applies. This law requires information systems to meet specific security baselines and to undergo formal risk assessments. You'll likely work closely with federal frameworks like CISSP 853 to align your controls and reporting. As a security leader, your job isn't just to defend against cyber attacks. It's to ensure that your security program operates within the boundaries of law. By understanding regulatory requirements, implementing the right controls, and partnering with compliance and legal teams, you help your organization operate safely, ethically, and legally in its industry. As a security leader, you're expected to go beyond managing security controls. You serve as a bridge between security, compliance, and business accountability. Your leadership is essential in ensuring that the organization not only implements the right security measures, but does so in alignment with laws, standards, and expectations. You must first understand the difference between contractual, legal, regulatory, and standards-based obligations. Each of these has its own purpose and enforcement mechanism. Contractual obligations are agreed upon with third parties. Legal requirements are enforced by law. Regulatory mandates are specific to your industry, and standards define best practices. Knowing how they intersect helps you design a compliant and effective security strategy. Next, you're expected to identify which of these obligations apply to your organization based on your geographic location, industry vertical, and business model. A multinational company in healthcare will face very different requirements than a domestic software firm. Your job is to evaluate risk exposure and tailor your controls accordingly. Once you've identified applicable obligations, you need to map technical and administrative controls to them. That means making sure your firewalls, encryption, access control, policies, and training programs directly support the requirements you've identified. This mapping is critical during audits and reviews. You also play a major role in supporting documentation, audits, and compliance reviews. Whether it's producing logs for a regulatory audit or preparing evidence for a third-party assessment, your attention to documentation ensures that your organization can demonstrate compliance and respond effectively when challenged. Finally, you must communicate risk clearly to legal teams, executives, and business stakeholders. You're the translator who takes complex technical risks and presents them in a way that informs decision-making. This builds trust, drives investment, and strengthens the organization's overall security culture. So, what's your leadership takeaway? Security is no longer just about firewalls. It's about trust, accountability, and compliance. As a security leader, your job is to help your organization navigate the legal and regulatory minefield without compromising innovation or integrity. Your knowledge of these requirements makes you a key link between business operations and secure, lawful conduct. And that's exactly what modern security leadership demands.